Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. And hope everybody came ready to trade. All right, let's just go ahead and jump on in. Whoop. Okay, so market pretty down today. Down about 1%, not huge. But yeah, it's getting there. We do have reports. We have PMI data dropping at 645. Grab this here real fast. So as you can see, we've got S&P Global Composite PMI Flash coming in 5 minutes. Then we have new home sales at 7 o'clock, as well as month over month. So what's the difference between the two of these? Because this one also shows month over month, or at least that one's monthly. This one's month over month. Oh, okay. I see the difference. So this is whether or not we're up or down, and then this other one is total volume. So last month, new home sales actual was at 619K and forecast is 640. So below forecasts. New home sales were down in so they were up in April, up slightly in or down slightly in March. Really had a big boost in April, then dropped off in May, down 4.7%, dropped off in June, down 11.3%, which is only beaten by December at 12.2%. So it'll be interesting to see what's up with the new home sales. We also got crude coming today, and all the oil related reports. Big day on reports. 8:30 we've got the Treasury auctions, and this Fed Bowman. This guy's constantly speaking, it seems. He's got like 3 speeches a week. So PMI data at 645. So let's see what's up with that. I'll be shot. Good to see you, my homie. Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be back here much more frequently. Well, every day at 640 is I'll be back here. You know, I really had to take that time over the last 9 months to focus pretty heavily just on myself and understand myself a little bit better, understand my trading a little bit better. I actually developed a whole set of trade rules, which is one of the reasons why I go live at 640, because I don't trade till 645. So today, 645 is going to be kind of volatile because we got that PMI data. Although by the looks of it, it looks like we might have a red to green move. So 200 moving average is below the volume weighted average price. So, but yeah, man, I'm glad you're here. I'm grateful to see you back. I'm grateful to be back, and hopefully this this will just become a solid thing. You know, the first time I streamed, I did it for a year and a couple of months, like almost a year and a half. And we made some pretty good progress and some pretty good traction during that time. And I grew more as a trader than I think I ever did during the time before that. But my life was just like kind of crazy in the sense that I was trying to manage a lot of different things on personal as well as professional side. So managed a lot of those things on the personal side over the last 9 months, and life is in a growth phase right now, which I love. And actually, when I initially launched the stream, it was July of 2022, and so we're back in July of 2024. So 9-month hiatus. Glad to be back. I think Apex is currently doing 80% off deals right now. There's a link in the description for that, by the way. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure they're still running it. They're running it for this week. Yeah, 7 days from now. So that's how long that those evals and 1 day to pass. I actually started going to these 25K evals, these ones. I actually started going to these 25K evals because it's just really easy to pass. So it's pretty cool. Oil is being weird. Well, oil reports are coming out today, Tiny, so that could be why. All All right. So what I'm looking for here, I'm going to be looking at this on the 10-second chart at 6:45. So about 45 seconds. I'm going to look for a crossover here now with and probably a cyan switch here. With PMI data, I'm going to be a little cautious on the moves. Currently, trail max at 13.22. Yesterday, we just kind of grinded. We basically broke even yesterday. Made 90 cents. Woohoo! But yeah, today we're looking for about 250 in profit. So 250 is my daily profit goal. That's what I'm looking for today, and that would actually pass this eval. So if I hit 250, then I'll stop trading. So here's 6:45. Looking for a big spike. There's a spike. Still a little hesitant to move into a position yet. I want to see how this starts to pan out a little bit. I think it's gonna rip up some. Try the bid here.
Order filled.
We're gonna cut this very quickly if we need to. We need to. Nope, there we go.
Filled.
It actually, I was about to cut that. That just ripped up. So there you have it. We actually just passed the evaluation with that. So balloon. So there's that. So this I can't trade in this account anymore, and I don't currently have any other accounts at the moment. So, fast stream, I guess. So that eval's passed. So cool on that. Let's watch this out though. I want to see what's up with the PMI data, and how this ends up playing. I think it's gonna have some good rips to it. You can see there's a lot of sell pressure right there on that spike. So, in volume starting to turn off here some. I think that if I was to go long on this again, I would really want to see this cross here. In my opinion, this wasn't actually a very good trade. I mean, it worked out, but I don't think it was a good trade. It did fit my strategy in the sense that so in regards, I did follow my rules. I didn't trade till 6:45, and I waited for the cyan switch. I also waited for a 9/12/26 crossover right there. So in essence, I followed my rules. But the reason why I say this isn't a good trade is really because I'm trading on news somewhat on this one. And that just happens to be with the timing of the news. It's actually right in line with my trade rules. So I do these trades every single day at 6:45, and they've been kind of my most profitable trades. From 6:45 to 7:15 is like the main time that I trade, and I'm usually done by 7. So that's a big way that I changed my trading. Is that I have very strict rules to trade between 6:45 and 7:30, and so having those rules has very much allowed me to avoid losses by coming back to the market and over trading at different times of the day, or seeing inconsistent movement because maybe we get a big rip at 8 or 8:30 or 9:30 or 10:30. Or 11 or 11:30, like all these random times where we'll get big rips. Sometimes it'll grind out all day, and then at 11:30 it rips and goes crazy. But I can't trade any more in this account because it's already passed, so I'm not gonna obviously do that. But I want to show you just the month of trades on this. So these are our results here. Almost all of this was yesterday, grinding out trades. We did have a big loss there at $600, and just grinding out trades. Overall, we made $37.40 and we lost $19.87.50. Pretty good P&L loss ratio. I would like to see smaller losing trades, but I have gotten better at this. I'm not holding these things past like a couple $100. Usually my loss is like 200 is where I like to cut it, but a few big ones here and there. It's not a big deal. Um, Results at 80/20, basically 79.4 and 20.59. So passed this one in about 10 days. I think a little bit faster. Let's see when our first trade was. Our first trade here was actually this one on the micro, or the micro. So this one was just a test trade on July 10th. And then you can see I didn't trade for a couple of days, from the 12th to the 16th. Was that a weekend or? Yeah, so I didn't trade that Monday, and I didn't trade on the 11th either. So I didn't trade that Thursday or that Monday. Traded on the 17th, and then not again until the 22nd. So out of this account, I traded on the 10th, and I did not trade 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 days out of 10, or out of 14, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it took me 7 days to pass this account. 7 trading days. So this is why I like the 25K ones at this particular point in time, is because I can pass them that quickly. I think the more that I pass the 25K ones, I'll start scaling up into like the 50s and 100s. But I just like that I can pass these pretty quickly. Get a funded account, pay my funded account fee, trade it for a little while, and get some withdrawals out of that. So I did have one earlier this month that actually blew at the beginning of the month, and that didn't feel good because I pretty much blew it in like a day. And I had a lead trader funding one that was funded, that I grinded up about like $1,500 on it, and then had one day where I just lost huge, like really really big on a CPI data day. I think that I lost. So that got me changing up my rules a little bit to not trade during news, but rather to look for just hyper specific trades, which again has been working out for me. I dropped my rules in the Discord community maybe 10 days ago or something like that. I'm actually going to take those, and I'll copy them into their own little forum portion, just so that there's a documented list of my rules, just for my own self to be able to reference back to, because sometimes as traders, or just as people in general, it can be challenging to like follow our rules and stay consistent as people. You know what I mean? Oh, you forgot to check the news today? Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. I have a shot. Yeah. So Tiny, when you pass, all of the all the prop firms ask you not to trade anymore. So what they say is like, once you pass, stop trading. And then at the end of the day, when the market closes out, they'll review your account, and then they'll send you an email like, "Hey, congratulations, you passed," kind of thing. Um, and when you get that email, then that's when you'll set up your funded account, and then you'll trade your funded account. So when you pass your evaluation, that's what's up with that. That's how that works. Yeah, man, absolutely, dude. Just the rules right there, like having the rules that I wrote out inside the group, man, was really really helpful. Um, you done for the day, Danny? You made your goal. Hell yeah, that's awesome. You took too many trades though. It happens, man. That was me yesterday. I should have just walked away on my first trade. Yeah, so that's why they don't that's why you don't continue to trade, is because once you pass it, you're passed. And you just need for them to review your evaluation. Um, I think Apex is a little bit stringent in how you trade. Elite Trader Funding is a lot more lenient on how you trade, um, which I kind of like. I like working with Elite Trader Funding personally, but I work with Apex too. Um, I like Elite Trader Funding's customer support. I think they have an amazing culture and community at their on their customer support side, and they're really fun and good people to work with and extremely responsive. And one of the things that I really find that I really like about them is they're very solution minded oriented people. And so if there's an issue, or you say you have an issue or whatnot, they'll really dig deep to try and help you find the answer. I've always had a good customer support experience with them, and I've been using them now for like 2 years, and the support experience with them has been nothing but spectacular. So I really love working with them. They're a little bit on the pricier side, but sometimes you get what you pay for when it comes to that. I think Elite Trader Funding, especially when they run the deals, I think they're running 50% off right now, actually, at Elite. I'm pretty sure that's what they had going on. They have half off on the fast track evaluations. That's what they're running off. So on the 100K fast track evaluations, they got those half off with 30% off resets. And that's running also for a week. So $37.50, and you get access to 100K. You can take 14 positions, which is crazy. But I really like working with these guys as a company. They're in my opinion, some of the best in terms of customer service. I like Apex because they offer 25K funded accounts, which I think is really cool. And they do tend to have these 80% off sales regularly, about every other month. And so because they have these regular sales at 25K accounts, you can get an account for 30 something bucks, and pass it and just have the standard trail max, which I think is also really cool. So each one has their own benefits. There is links in the description too, by the way, if you guys want to set up some new evaluations at either Apex or Elite, and both those are listed down there. PMI just dragging the market down. Let's go ahead and check in on that report. Actually, it's going to be hard to choose who I go through when I go for funding. I mean, it really depends. Like if you want to go for price, I mean, the 25K Apex count is probably going to be the cheapest option. And you can get access to trade evaders and whatnot. But if you want to go for somebody who's like, if you have questions and you want answers, Elite Trader Funding is going to be, in my opinion, a better place to go in terms of being able to ask questions. Apex very much wants you to rely 100% on their FAQ, which doesn't necessarily answer everything that you might have. So I think, it just depends on whether or not you feel like you're going to have questions. So Apex is like you stand on your own. Elite Trader Funding is like you have a helping hand. So that's really what it comes down to. So composite PMI flash data actual is at 55, and above 50 indicates expansion. And so I think we've been above 50 pretty much this whole year. Yeah, we've been above 50, but this is the highest PMI data. So it's kind of weird that we're actually pulling back. Manufacturing PMI data went down, though. So we had a forecast there of 51.7, and we actually went down to 49.5. We do have new home sales coming up at 7 o'clock, so I'm very interested in this. Another minute and 20. And at 7:30, we have crude oil. So a lot of reports back to back. Very interested in the new home sales data. I need to get something somehow like shows me the chat. I never did buy that second monitor. Yes, just grinding down. Dropped another 0.3%, down $74 on the day. Pretty heavy downward move. I want to take a look at this on the 15-minute chart so we can kind of trend out the week. Zoom out some. So we got a downward cross here. I believe this is today. 7/23. It's actually yesterday. So we got a downward cross yesterday at the close on the 15-minute chart. So I'll be expecting a couple down days in the market. Last time that we had this downward cross here was July 11th. And you can see the market's really been kind of trending downwards over the last few days. Just slowly but surely, even though it looks like we're getting these big fat rips. We go to the 30-minute chart here. We can see that we actually peaked up here at 57.20 July 16th. So that was our peak there. And we've got a 30-minute downward cross that happened on July 17th. And this was actually the day that I burned my funding account. So we had a rejection on the cross here yesterday, where the market was really bullish yesterday. And it looks like we're continuing down even further. So making new lows today from what we can see over the 30-minute chart anyway. So we did find support down here off 5,500 at the time that it was running this in the beginning of July. So I'll be expecting some more downward movement somewhat through the month. And we may end up kind of like this, where we have this like kind of smaller downward movement for a couple of days, and then we get upward movement again. I'm going to break out to an hour here and see where we end up with this. Can I not even zoom out this far? Opening music. All right. On the hourly chart too, we also have that downward cross. So a lot of things showing that we may have some bearish movement in the market coming in. Now, I will say this area that this has dropped to acted as support here toward the beginning of the month and the end of June. So we may find support off this 5520 area, or maybe 5500. Which would be kind of the last area of support. If we don't find support at 5,500, then I'm expecting a pretty big pullback here in the market. So overall, though, we've been pretty much trending upward for a long time. You see here on the daily chart, wow, look at all these old support levels from so long ago. Let's clean some of those up. This was apparently I don't even know how long ago I did this. Well, this is back in September. So these are hella old.
Listen, man.
This is as far as my chart goes back. All right. You can see we've pretty much been just on the daily side. We've been on a rip all the way since last November. So on the daily chart, we've just been climbing and climbing since last November. That'd be one hell of a trade right there. Buy there, sell up here. Very long mindset there. Let's see. It's gonna be hard to close or choose. Yeah, okay. So we already talked about that. Always have questions. Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you always got questions, I might make uh make the effort to get like $50 a month to stick with Elite Trader funding. Yeah, it does look pretty ready for pretty massive pullback just on the whole. Looking at it uh on the daily chart though, I mean, like this is the thing that gives me confidence from a bullish perspective, just because we've had so much aggressive push here since November. I mean, this could be expanded, um but I mean, you can see the VWAP has moved up along with it. So if we do end up pulling back, I think we're pulling. I think 5,000 is kind of like our maximum amount of pullback. Although that would be 10%, so that would be a huge pullback. So if the market pulled back 10%, even over the course of a couple of weeks, that would, be pretty incredible. So new home sales should be out now. So let's go ahead and jump in there on new home sales. So new home sales came in at it always says 617 million and then eventually corrects to the proper. So 617,000. I think is hilarious. Like we didn't even have this many people in America. And honestly, that's a good thing. So 617 is the number. I believe this will be 617,000. Our previous number was 640,000. So a drop off in home sales as well. $662, $693. April was our highest. Then down to 634 and down to 619. So peaked at 693. Month over month, new home sales are down 0.6%. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and we'll call it a day today. But we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with a funded account. So, yeah, we already passed the eval, so that means at the end of the day, I should receive the email for signing my contract, pay my $150, put myself on an evaluation or a paid account, and then get back to trading. So, and we'll do it again and again and again until we have 20 accounts. So, all right then. Thanks so much for everyone showing up. I appreciate you, Abishai. I appreciate you, Tiny. Anybody else who was here in the chat, make sure you hit those like buttons and check out the coupon codes down in the description along with the links as well if you want to grab yourself your own evaluation. You have to pay $150 to be funded. Yes, that is correct. So once you pass your evaluation, they will send you an email, and that email will have all your contract information that you have to sign. You have to agree to all their terms for a funded account and whatnot. And there's a $150 fee to do lifetime, so that you don't have monthly fees. But if you choose not to do the lifetime, then I believe it's roughly $80 a month forever. But whichever one you choose, that's the one you get. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper to pay the $150 one time. Um, but the scary part behind it is that you have to survive 2 months in that account in order for it to make sense. So 2 months in order to break even, because otherwise you would pay $80. And if you fail in less than a month, it's a lot cheaper to pay 80 than it is to pay 150, right? So you have to survive 2 months in order to have it make sense. So I would say, make sure you get your rules on lock, write them down. Um, and but the only way to achieve a goal is to try it. And I didn't really have the money, honestly, when it came to starting my evaluations. I genuinely did not. I just decided to make it work. I did anything I could to pick up extra money to be able to pay for my evaluations, and it took me 2 years of paying for those, and it frankly was a hardship for my family to do that. Part Partly this stream helped pay for that, which was great, but it didn't pay for everything, and um, so when people buy from me, I get like a little commission that helps support the channel. It's not huge, I mean, they're a couple bucks sometimes. They're like $5 sometimes. Most of the time, they're probably in the like $5 to $10 range. So they're pretty small commissions, even as low as like $2. But every little bit helps, and it does go to support channel so that I could actually be here doing evaluations and failing in front of you guys, winning and failing with you guys. You know what I mean? So it really is like if it's something like if it's important, I always consider that Tony Robbins saying, "We don't get our wants in life; we get our musts." And I 100% believe in that. If it becomes a mission for you, you'll find some way. Or if you set aside that money as a tax on yourself, you'll use that money. That's another Tony Robbins thing too. He's like, if you set aside 20% and take it directly before you pay anything else, even if you don't have the money, you'll bitch, you'll moan, you'll cry about it, you'll whine about it, you'll be pissed off about it. But at the end of the day, you'll have to pay that tax. And so the government doesn't care what your hardship is. You got to pay your taxes. It's like Joe Pesci and like I want to say it's Goodfellas, F you pay me. Your husband got hit by a car, F you pay me. Your house burned down, F you pay me. And so if you keep that attitude with your own self when it comes to paying yourself, there can be a lot of benefit and a lot of upside to that. But the discipline level is high. But that's trading too. Discipline level is very high. So but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thanks so much for being here. Love and appreciate you guys, and I'll be here tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.